puppeteering in 2023, guys, is scorching hot, I guess. I don't know. It sells. Hey, everybody. How are you doing? Hopefully everybody is doing well. It's a tendency for me when I do these kind of talking head videos to be a little performative and to goof off a lot. So if I go down that realm, please forgive me. It's my nature. It's what I do. I want to kind of talk about what's been selling online for me lately. Some of my thoughts about Q4. Is that a thing? Is that still a thing? That's still a thing, right? And I want to just make this as simple, as unedited, and hopefully as real as humanly possible. I feel like all of us in our eBay stores or our reselling ventures are kind of artists, you know. We kind of sell. We don't kind of. We sell exactly what we're into, or else we don't list it typically. As you know, I've talked a lot about selling cards, a lot, especially $1.50 cards. And to be completely honest with you, without going too much on a card tangent, I've kind of burnt out on the super low dollar cards. It's a lot of work. I haven't been using my scanner as much as I probably should. I don't know why. I just am not as into it as I used to be. I've been trying to push a lot of cards through Whatnot, which is a big part of my process, is selling on Whatnot, because especially with cards, it's been a dream or a goal of mine for a long time to be consistent and sell a lot of cards on Whatnot. Maybe mostly so I can go and buy more. I don't know, but I want to be profitable at it. And we've been doing pretty good with it. But eBay, I've been moving towards 5 to 20 and on up cards. And we've done well. I've sold quite a bit. I won't bore you guys too much with what cards have been selling. If you want to see that, you can go on American Arbitrage Cards, America's 40th most watched card selling channel out of Las Vegas, maybe. I don't know. Nobody knows. But what I've been focusing on in the main general niche of reselling lately has been clothing. I don't know what it is about winter. There's a couple things that happen for me every winter time. I start to think about reading more. Like I should start reading again. And that's kind of delved over the years into maybe like listening to books on audio on Spotify, which has it now. There's this 32-hour Napoleon book that I've thought about starting for days now. I saw that movie, by the way. Really good. Not as good as I wanted it to be, but really good, if that makes sense. I felt like it could have been better, but it was entertaining, right in my wheelhouse. But anyway, I mean, every year I think about like starting to read more and getting more, I guess, educated. And I get back into clothing, is what I'm saying resale-wise. Every time around this time of year, I get going back to the bins, at least the last year or two, and getting clothing. And I've been really trying to focus on it. A couple of resellers that I really enjoy that talk about clothing. Oh gosh, I forgot the one dude's name. Daddy's Junk. That can't be his name. I'll put the name here. I don't know what his real name. Maybe that is his name. It's kind of clever. And then Big Yumbo, a Vegas dude. Big Yumbo. He does like the really bare bones, like here's what I sold, here's what it's worth videos. Definitely recommend those. And I've learned a lot from him. And a lot of the sales I've had lately have been clothing. So I want to talk a little bit about that. So every fiber of my being wants to go back and edit out the previous name of that guy's YouTube channel. I looked it up. It's Daddy Judd. Daddy Judd. He sells clothing, not junk. So we're just going to leave that in there. That's kind of what I want to do with these videos. It's just let it roll. Get her done. But yeah, I mean, I've been watching him. He does like daily videos for like 80 days in a row now, where he's just going over what's sold, and it's mostly clothing, and I've learned a lot, and I appreciate his videos. Something that I sold just today that we got in the Goodwill bins yesterday. And boy, do I miss showing you guys the Goodwill bins videos. I've talked about it on my lives, and I believe on like Trash to Cash, that I can't film at the Goodwill bins here in Vegas anymore. Not at all inside. Sometimes I do it outside, but they won't let me film inside. And those are so fun, so much movement, such a good vibe, and it's a fun video to make, and I just can't do it. But I found a ton of good stuff yesterday with Don. I found a Marc-Andre Fleury jersey. He's no longer on the Golden Knights, but it was a flower jersey. It had a cool pattern on it. I didn't realize it was a flower style jersey till afterwards, based on my comments on like TikTok and Instagram. I kind of made up a price because I couldn't find the exact sale of what it went for, and I ended up getting $40 for it, shipped, or plus shipping, Free shipping's cards for me. The Plus Shipping guy for years and years and years is doing free shipping on all cards. And I kind of want to do free shipping on everything. And I don't know why I'm not. I feel really attached to that moniker, even though I haven't used it so much on TikTok anymore. But I don't know why I want to do that. But I do Plus Shipping still on my hard goods and clothing. But I sold this jersey that, gosh, I don't know what I paid for it. I got a whole big bag for $16.07. I'm going to assume it was kind of heavy, honestly, maybe $3 max. And it sold for the 40 plus shipping. And I also sold the Patagonia quarter zip that I got out of the Goodwill bins. Probably cost me another $1.50, $2. And it sold. It hasn't been paid for. The amount, which I cannot remember offhand, I think it's like 40-ish. I'll put it up in the corner. Maybe I'll just have it swirl around the screen here. So both of those sold in one day. Patagonia, as you probably all know, guys, is a really good brand if you can find it. I've gotten a few pieces in the last couple months, and they sell pretty much immediately. I had a puffer jacket, Patagonia, that sold like about a month ago that I got when I was up in Utah, and it sold fast, like within a couple days. Puffer jackets in general have been doing really well for me. I don't know if there's like a Y2K, like NSYNC comeback coming on or something. Do you remember back in the day, everybody had puffer jackets? They're wearing goggles on their heads and just shiny stuff. Dude, those were the days. Frosted tips. I never did it. I dyed my hair black. I never dyed my hair or bleached it blonde. I should have done that. That would have been a good picture that I could show you. But I dyed it black because, dashboard confessional. I was emo. So emo. But anyway, those puffer jackets are doing well. I sold a North Face one as well a couple days ago that I got at the DI, I believe. I didn't pay like more than $10 for it. And it sold right in that like $25, $30 range. So puffer jackets, it seems to me, here's a little bit of reselling advice. Winter clothing sells super well in winter. See, I'm in Vegas. I don't really get this winter thing anymore. So it still feels like fall, and it'll feel like fall pretty much all winter here. And then we'll get hot again, which is nice. That's why I moved from Utah. I don't like the snow. Every single year, guys. I cannot emphasize this enough. Every year in Utah, I slipped and fell, and it got progressively worse to the last year that I was there. I fell, and I really hurt my knee. Thankfully, not bad enough to have to go get anything done to it, but I hurt it, and it sucked. There was one year, sorry, we're getting off on a tangent, but this is interesting to me. There was one year I was at my old shop, the shop that I was doing my auctions in, where I met Don and everything, and I fell. I don't even know how this is possible because I'm not a very limber person or a very flexible person. My legs were behind me when I landed, like behind me. Like I don't even know how to explain it. And I got up and I felt great, like almost like I had went to a chiropractor or had like some sort of massage or something. Like I felt like it helped. So maybe, like that was probably where I jumped the shark though, much like my podcast. I jumped the shark. After that, it started to hurt when I did it. And I didn't want to get injured. Slipping on black ice and just ice, it's terrible. It sucks, and I don't recommend it, guys. So for years and years and years, like from 2002, 2003 on, I would not wear my hat backwards because it was, just an era, right? An era in the late 90s where all us dudes would be like wearing backwards hats, right? With fitted backwards hats. And it's bugging me how much I'm getting used to it now. I actually walk around more than I'm happy about with my hat backwards, and there's a part of me deep down inside that's starting to think I look cool. And that's a problem. I turn 40 next month. And if I allow that to happen, if I allow myself to believe how I looked in the late 90s is how I should look at 40 in 2023, it's not good. It's not good. I'm already not like much of a snazzy dresser. So I'm going to just turn this around and try to look, like I have a dad hat on. Because I could, like, I don't have any kids, but, I could look like I have the dad hat. I could pull that off at 40, right? I can pull that off. So here is the next thing. Here's the interesting thing. In that the diatribe, I kind of forgot about what I was going to tell you that sold. And then as I was saying that, I was buying myself some time so that the wires and the cogs could work, and I thought about it. So if you guys don't know, Las Vegas had a very important race about 2 weeks ago, F1. The fancy cars and fancy people came in, and they just tore up Vegas. All the water features at Venetian were turned off. It was a mess, and I had to drive around it, and it was terrible. I tried to stay away, but there was one time in particular. I think I was dropping. It might have been like right around when Kevin was leaving. It was actually after I dropped him off somewhere, and I got stuck downtown. Commonwealth Picker, if you guys don't know. And I got stuck down there. But that's neither here nor there. But F1 stuff, guys, is popular. And I had a hoodie. It was a Lewis Hamilton, probably one of the most famous F1 drivers right now. It was a Lewis Hamilton hoodie. Really nice Mercedes. The Mercedes colorway for their team is black and like a turquoise. At least it was. I don't know if they've changed it. Ferrari is the other big car, which is the red, yellow, and black, I believe. Or maybe that's Porsche. But anyway, yeah, I think red and white is Ferrari, and then Porsche might have yellow in it. Anyway, look out for F1 stuff. I sold this hoodie for $36. I got it for probably around $10 or less a while ago. I had sold it in a whatnot, and then the person didn't pay or something, and then I just put it on eBay where it should have been, and it sold fairly quickly after that race. In particular with F1, guys, a little heads up. This could also apply towards cards as well. Max Verstappen, the racer, Max Verstappen, has won like 19. I don't know how this is possible. Well, I do know. He's won 19 out of 23 races this year, and I think it's over. I think the season's over. I don't know if they have another race. So if you find any gear with his name on it, I think he's Ferrari. Or he might be the other one. He's one of them. He's not Mercedes, I don't believe, like Lewis Hamilton. But if you find any of his stuff, or even card-wise, it might be, on the way up at this moment. And then by the time you watch this, it could have went back down to earth. So just take that with a grain of salt. But if you see that name on any merch or cards, if you happen to come across them, it would be worth across. I got a lot of crap for going across America and saying across the whole time. I don't know why I always add a T to it. I don't know where that comes from. I don't think that's a California accent. I lived in Utah forever. Maybe it's from Utah, because we don't say our T's in mountain. We don't say mountain. We say mountain. I don't know. So maybe that's where it comes from. We put the T at the end. But anyway, look out for F1 stuff. I mean, it's expensive typically to get that merch. The people travel all over the world. They're big into it. And I feel like they're willing to spend money on some of the merch. So look out for it. So as you all know, Dawn is really into plushes, and they can sell pretty well. One thing she finds all the time here, and many of you may know this if you come into our Whatnot auction, or if you've seen some of our older, bin videos when we were allowed to film in there. Well, technically we weren't allowed. We just did it until they got too mad and we stopped. It's Folk Manus. Folk Manus is a great brand to look out for. They make puppets in general. Some of them Melissa and Doug stuff. Can sell really well. Puppeteering in 2023, guys, is scorching hot, I guess. I don't know. It sells. Folk Manus stuff. We usually at this point put it through Whatnot, but we can and sometimes could put it on eBay, and it would sell for profit there. Dawn put this lot together based on something we found yesterday, guys. This was 2 Build-A-Bear plushes, Cornelius Yukon Sam, and then the Yeti dude from the, what is that? The Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer cartoon, the Christmas one. She found both of those and she lotted them up, which was a smart idea, and she got $20 plus shipping on them in one day. They didn't weigh much, so I'd imagine she paid like $1, maybe $1.50, maybe $2 for both of them, put them in a lot, and we made a quick profit. Honestly, if you are near a Goodwill bins, or even if you're a little far away but you're within driving distance, maybe a couple hours, I would definitely encourage you to go to the Goodwill bins. I mean, honestly, you guys can guess this. I don't usually get to the bins till like 1 or 2 because I'm sleeping in, and I'm just there for a couple hours till they close, and we still find a lot. Because the cool thing about the bins is they're constantly turning over. I'd imagine there might be some better stuff early in the morning, but they're bringing out fresh stuff all day. Some of the stuff from earlier is mixed in, I'm sure. So you can find stuff at any point of the day if you're going there after work or something. I don't think it's that big of a disadvantage like it is when you go to a thrift store, after work or something, and then the stuff's picked over and you just have to really, really grind to find the deals and stuff. So I would encourage you guys all to go to the Goodwill bins if you're able, because we find stuff and it's just so random. But that's the cool thing about, I guess we're technically everything sellers. I do niche down as much as possible, but if I found a brand new in the box, New Wave for like 50 cents oven, I'd probably pick it up. I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't be happy about it, but I'd take the money, you know? So one thing I've gotten into this year that I hadn't really gotten into in the past is drinking coffee. I spent like 38 years of my life maybe having less than 10 or 15 coffees in my whole life. And this year I started going to Starbucks and I got into it. I got the app, which is the way to do it, guys. Get the app. And there's a reason I'm talking about Starbucks, because my next bolo is Starbucks related. But I think the interesting part of this bolo is not so much what it is, but it's how you get it. Me and Dawn both have the app. We don't always go at the same time because Dawn gets up at a normal human time and I don't. So we go at different times typically. And I always get the spinach egg white wrap. It feels healthy, so I get it. But we go there and you get points, guys. And you can get bonus points at all different times and stuff. And we accumulate those points. And recently, Dawn cashed out quite a few of those points. I still have a ton. I need to go in there quick because it's Christmas time and it's time to sell junk to people, especially new stuff like that. Dawn sold a candy cane Starbucks, tumbler. Basically, what happens is you can use your points, but you still have to pay something. So you can't, like, if you have a $20, she has like so many points she could get, like hundreds of dollars of stuff, or over $100, I think, worth of stuff. But basically, you have to get something that's at least $25 and spend $20 and pay a little bit. So she was getting, I think, all of these tumblers for $5 or $6 with tax a piece, and she sold this tumbler, candy cane Starbucks tumbler for $30 plus shipping. So that's something you can do. If there's something you do, like Starbucks, or you go somewhere, if you're in Canada, if you go to Tim Hortons, pick me up some hockey cards, and a can of maple syrup or something. But definitely the hockey cards. I will pay you, I guess, if they're cheap, to send them to me. But get the stuff that are rewards that are like sellable on eBay. It's surprising that more people, there probably are a lot of people who do it. But that's sold, and we got a couple other more listed, and I need to go in and I guess spend $20-$30 and get my 5 or 6 different tumblers, because I can't just get a free one. Thank you, Starbucks. And see if I can make some money before Christmas is over. I thought it might be interesting to just kind of show you my storage here real quick, how terrible it is. It's mostly cards in here, and I don't have it organized. Go figure. Are you guys surprised? I mean, the only area that I have really organized is this tiny corner. This is where I'm out. I just ordered some top loaders. This is where I have the penny sleeves. This is card stands. And then this is the thick card holders. And all the rest is just kind of random stuff that I need to list. But the interesting thing is we have like 6,200 listings on eBay. 200, 300 are bread and butter, general merchandise. I want to build that up a little bit more. But most of our stuff is right here, guys. These are all our cards listed and alphabetized. And that's super organized for the most part. It's probably a little mixed up from time to time, but it is a little bit mixed up. Okay, it's not perfect, but for me, it's really super organized, and I'm proud of myself. But, organization is definitely one of my weak points. It's not definitely, it's 100%. Well, that is definitely, but you get it. It's definitely my weak point. Something I need to work on. Maybe if somebody has any advice on that, that I can do easily, I'd appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching this. I want these, I don't know how often I'm going to do these. I don't really want to make any commitment to it, but I think it'd be fun. I felt inspired, so I made this video just, 9 p.m. on whatever day it is, Sunday night. So hope you guys appreciated it and enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you all next time. Peace.